All right, fellas, we are back again with another episode of the NASCAR Wizards Show. We're gonna do NASCAR first, then we're gonna jump into the Wizards. But first, let's do this NASCAR thing. All right, we are back. We're back with this NASCAR thing where we're here to talk about Mr. Bubba Wallace 23X. And fellas are so excited today. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Hey, listen. Hey, we was off the last week. We was off last week, man, and Bubba came in 10th place, which was not too bad. You know, we all had him around from 8 to 15, so he got a top 10, which is what we kind of want. Kind of want that. You know what I mean? You kind of get top 10s from here on in. Might get him in, BJ. It might get him in. I thought there was no chance for him to point his way in, but he is pointing his way every week. This week past, he just got the 5th place car and got more points, moved up one spot in the rankings from 15 to 14. And listen, if you can't win, you got to do it some kind of way. You got to do it some kind of way. And to my surprise, of course, there was strategy involved in this top 5.
You've been talking about him, see? You've been talking about him.
Hey, listen, maybe he finally listening. You know?
Finally, right?
Hey, top 5 is a good spot. He lucked in a couple of spots, but he did get his first stage win this week too. So he led about, 50 some odd laps and won the stage. So that was impressive. Once he got out front, he was able to stay out front with 2 tires. I think what happened is he went in early, got 4 tires, and then when they pitted, he came in with 2 tires and moved up 9 spots in the pits. So he got 9 spots in the pits, and then I think a crash happened right after that, which moved him up to second place. He got into he actually first place, and then he got around the corner faster than the other guy, and he was all for the races. So it shows that he had a fast car. It's just cars react different in traffic, but top 5, we'll take it every week, man. We'll take it every week.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Biggie, you see the race?
I saw the race, guys.
What you think about that?
Bubba did pretty good. Bubba did pretty good. There was a moment, and what was it, lap 93, where he was in first place. And yeah, he was holding down for a minute. But again, stuff happens, and he made it. What, he came in 6th place, I think, if I'm correct. Came in 6th.
Yeah, in 5th place.
5th place. Okay, 5th place. Yeah.
Top five.
Top 5. But still, though, as I was looking, though, he's still minus 7 points. Still minus 7 points down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, right now he's got a lot of catching up to do. Because as you can say, he's got who's in front of him? He's got Briscoe and not fault though. He's got Chaston. Chaston is in 16th. Bubba's in 17th. So he's minus 7, and Chaston is plus 7.
Who,
So
Chastain? You talking about
yeah,
Chastain?
yeah, he's plus 7. So like Bubba, it's going to take a lot for Bubba to get in there. It's going to take a win. It's going to take a win to get him in.
Well, I mean, like we were saying earlier, man, before it started. I mean, if he getting top 5s every week, listen, he would have had a better showing in the points if that last crash didn't happen.
Yeah,
That last crash didn't happen because that gave Chastain some more points because he was back there in 20, I think. And then when the crash happened, he ended up in like 17, 18, which didn't do us any favors.
right. So I mean, I like how saying he was a little aggressive today, but I wish he was just a tiny more aggressive
Uh,
towards what I'm saying, towards the end. But yeah,
yeah, but you know how that goes, man. He's not. I don't think he's mentally an aggressive driver. It just doesn't
mm,
seem like he's that type of person. He's more of a technical driver. He likes the car a certain way. And when he has it that way, it works fine for him. But I don't think he's that kind of aggressive driver where he's going to pick people apart, you know what I'm saying, outbreak them in the turns and stuff like that. I just don't, you know. I mean, I always hope he does that, but it's always a disappointment because he doesn't do it.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. But I mean, hopefully he can pull it off with the next, couple of games, whatever. But again, he needs a win to get in.
Yeah. What do you think, BJ?
Well, I think a win would help, but like I think I said a few weeks ago, I said it's still technically possible. You don't want to depend on the point situation, but I think the last few weeks played out as best as the way he and that team could have hoped it could have happened. The guys ahead of you stumble a little bit, and you rattle off some good finishes. The next thing you know, that gap that was 40, 50 some points, it's down to 7 now. It's like if you go with basketball, if a team you down by 20, next thing you know, you go on a 15-2 run, that deficit not been cut down. So that's kind of what they done went on the past few weeks. It's kind of like a 15-2 run, 17-2 run, and they hadn't taken the lead per se, but they done got themselves back into the ball game. I think one thing, in the upcoming races now, see, I almost hate they got a couple off weeks now, because now if you don't watch yourself, the one thing I've learned about sports, if you don't watch yourself in these next couple weeks, there's temptation for you to become complacent and you quit working and trying to, put yourself in a position to win, with Richard. Yeah, you can take a couple of days off, you can do that, but you don't want to lose sight on the goal, because I guarantee you this, those guys ahead of him now, I guarantee you, they don't start looking in their mirror now. They're starting to say, oh, snap, Bubba done cut that gap down. We got to get back on our P's and Q's now. So what they got to do these next couple of weeks, I think, is you done cut some of that gap down. You had stuff go your way. Still keep striving and trying to get yourself a W. Yeah, don't depend on the points. That's nice if it happens, but still these next few weeks, and I think he has a shot if they do good at Michigan and Daytona, because those are two tracks he's done good at. But you still want to lose. You still want to keep your focus on trying to get a W. They've had, like I said, everything they could have possibly gone right for them in the past few weeks has done so, and the points still technically are possible, but you don't want to rely on that.
Yeah, you don't want to get complacent. But also, like this could go two ways. These 2 weeks off, man. It's almost like a bye week in football. You can chill out, get your body right, get some healing done, or you can go out there and party. You know what I'm saying? And then come back and you haven't done any kind of work, and you just come back not ready to play again. With this, I think it's an opportunity. I think it's an opportunity for Denny Hamlin to sit everybody down, go to the Bubba, the 23X, sit both teams down and say, listen, we know that we have one car in the championship run. We know that when we get this 23 car out front, it can stay out front. How can we help each other make this team work properly? You know what I mean? Let's get some people in there and let's review the team, see what the issue is, and work on it for the next 2 weeks until the next race. And be like, okay, we're going to put all our effort into making this car win a race so we can get into the playoffs. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But you can't just sit back and do the same thing that you've been doing all year and expect something to change. You know what I mean? So I just think it's an opportunity for them to all get together, sit down, put your big heads together, and figure out how can we make this car fast, how can we make it turn properly, and how can we get Bubba into the proper position so he can be out front and stay out front.
Oh, I totally agree. 100%
No doubt.
agree. But that's if they, they can come to terms with that. Because right now, as you can see, Reddick it's all about Reddick.
This is just what I was talking about. Hold on a second. Okay, listen, look at this, BJ. So we were talking about this earlier where the 9 car got dinged for going across this line right here. When you're coming off of pit road, you can't get into the race track, right? So this is the furthest you're supposed to be able to go. Now, apparently they made that ambiguous in the driver meeting or whatever, or the paperwork they gave them. But you see where they let the 9 car he's definitely in the racing group, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now watch your boy Larson back here. Should he not? Is he not in there? I know it's close, But his tires got to be in the racing group. Am I right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So is it
And
illegal? I mean, dude was clearly out. It was. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's a different
Now
story.
he had no. Well, what he was saying was that the non-car was saying that the way he read the rules was the racing groove is this part from here to here, not this part here. This is not a racing groove. Nobody runs here. You know what I mean? You can even tell the track is a different color. So that's what he was going by. So I mean, it's all NASCAR has its own rules, man. I don't know. It just seems to me that every week this guy Larson gets carte blanche to do whatever, man. I'm,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point that out because it popped up on the screen. Hey, Big
No,
Al,
no,
go ahead.
no. I just said I agree with you. Like, but again, it just kind of come to terms with if they really want Bubba in there, or they're just gonna ride it out the way they've been doing it for the last season. But I mean, hey, like I said, all they need is a one win from Bubba, and that'll jump him on. I think they said to the 13th spot from where he's at right now. So that'll get him like two, three, three spots ahead of the playoff run. So I think I would toss him like, hey, I feel like I can get in there with a little bit of help. Let's what I'm saying, let's put our heads together. Let's see what we can do to win this.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Makes sense.
Totally.
So, Big Al, let me ask you a question. So, can you learn aggression? And Trey, you too. Can you learn aggression? I mean, like if you're not an aggressive person and you've been doing something, just any sport, non-aggressively or not to the point where you're obviously a menace to whatever you're doing. You have that switch in you. Can you learn that switch, or is it just ingrained in you where either you got it or you don't got it?
I mean, me personally, I feel like either you got it or you don't got it. I think you can, a coach or a mentor or someone, they can teach you to be more aggressive. You'll be aggressive to a point, but you always got to be yourself. And some people are athletic, but they're not aggressive, and they got to stay to themselves. That's how they are, productive. You look someone like Grant Hill. I don't know if y'all remember Grant Hill for basketball, but Grant Hill was just a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? I met him before. He was just a nice dude. And yes, Coach K had him aggressive. He won national championships, but he wasn't never a killer like Kobe. He was never going to be a killer like Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But he did get more aggressive with coaching, but he never had that killer instinct. And I just use him as an example. It doesn't mean that he wasn't a great athlete, because he was, and he wasn't a great basketball player, because he was. But he never had that that Michael Jordan
That killer instinct.
That killer instinct, that's ingrained. You're born with that type of situation. That's something that you're born with. You know what I'm saying? You can be aggressive, but you're never going to have that ultra alpha personality.
Yeah. That makes sense. Trey?
Yeah, I think Al kind of nailed it on the head with that one. Yeah, but I do lean on a good mentor will and can get somebody to internalize the why. I think aggression comes with why. So you got to have that aggressive instinct, like in the locker room. This is the game. We are in the semifinals, man. We got to win to get there. And what does that mean? That means that, like I like what you said, that switch. You got to find the switch in people and what's going to get them to motivate to a point where, just for a moment, they may be more of a killer at that point. Now, let's take that to driving, right? As we're talking about killer instinct and seeing a crash at the same time. Driving and, being in the DMV, there's a thing we call the Beltway. As a young man, they teach you everything about driving and the rules of the road and all of that. But you find out very quick that all that does not apply if you get on 495. You driving in any direction, you will find out that you have to develop either and I'm going to use this example, killer instinct to survive, just survive, not necessarily to compete, or you are relegated to the slow lane, always that guy in the way when people trying to exit can't even exit because you in the slow lane, being scared. So I'm just using that as far as driving is concerned. So you have to understand and get comfortable with the vehicle. The vehicle is the tool. That is Al's athleticism. So if you're a NASCAR driver and you got a sponsor, I'm thinking, going back to what Deacon always talks about on these shows, is the coaching of the team and the individuals in the pit. You got to pick a driver that you know that you can get to a point that's going to give you what it is you need and understands their tool, i.e. this car. This car is an extension of yourself. Even my mama told me that. When I was learning how to drive, she was like, you got to feel the car. You got to feel the car. You got to know that how far back that back is and how far. She was telling me that, and I didn't understand in the beginning until I kept driving. Like, okay, driving this Volvo is different from driving this Audi or whatever. It was different because of size and this and that, speed, power, and that counterintuitive type intrinsic understanding of how to understand your tool is important. So I can't jump in Deacon's car and drive like I drive in my car. There's just no way. It's going to might not take too long. It might take me, if I'm driving for an hour, it might take that hour. But after a while, I got to get to understand Deacon's car. You know what I'm saying? Versus Al's car. Y'all get it. They get in my car, they're going to realize, oh, this raggedy thing. Okay, I can't do this and I can't do that because it's just a raggedy piece of crap. But obviously, that is what I think you're talking about, Deacon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's just I wonder sometimes whether you can flip that. Some people can flip the switch. We've seen it. Some people can't. Some people just, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel proper to do it that way. They want to drive cleanly, instead of tapping somebody in the back and getting them out the way. So I wonder if he has that in him, but let's just be honest about his year this year. If you look at the stats this year, he's not doing horrible. I mean, he has 8 top 10s and 4 top 5s. Technically, that's not horrible as a race car driver, His top 14s, top 15, he's number 14, and he has 3 didn't finish, DNFs. So even with the 3 DNFs, just think if he had at least finished those races, and those races weren't his fault that he didn't finish. It was, either a crash or a blow up, So I just think that I wish, I could sit
play to win the game. Play to win. We don't play to come in 5th. We don't play to come in 10th. We play to win the race. That's why we're here. We are driving with the number 23 car, Michael Jordan's car. Michael Jordan won. That's what he's noted for. We play to win. So yes, Deacon, is he a good driver? Yeah, Mike wouldn't have picked him if he wasn't a good driver. But we expect wins from him, man. We expect him to be top 5 every race and win a couple of these joints. And because he's been 3 to 4 years in NASCAR, so his 4th year in NASCAR. Is his 4th year or third year?
He's been in racing since he was a kid. So
no, I mean in NASCAR, this particular level.
I think he's on his 5th year.
His 5th year, so he should be a veteran now, coming up to his veteran status. What was the dude that was in NASCAR for like 40 years or 30 years. He drove up to the 90s almost. The old dude who won 200 races. What's that? Richard Petty or somebody like that? Yeah, I mean,
Richard Petty.
Richard Petty. I mean, Richard Petty in a hot car with no power steering was winning races in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? And then he run races all the way up to the 90s, man. Because he played to win the race, baby. He drove that car to win the race. I don't care if he was running moonshine or he was trying to win NASCAR. He was trying to win. So that's what we expect from Wallace. Now, the last two races, he had two good runs. He had 10th and a 5th. Now, what is he doing different now than he was when he was getting the 15th and the 18th? He was in the 20th.
I can tell you.
What's he doing now?
He didn't do nothing. Booty finally deployed a strategy to put him out front. What I've been talking about the whole year, they don't take chances. They don't take two tires when they can to get him some track position. They don't do all that.
So Booty, you should say Booty wasn't trying to win. He was just trying to.
I'm saying Booty plays it tight to the vest. He keeps it close to the vest. He plays the game like he plays like with he doesn't take chances in the strategy. You know, it is what it is. You know, you come in, get 4 tires, you get back in, you try to pass some cars out there. You come in, you try to pass some cars on the in the pit road, and you try to win that way. Last couple of weeks, he deployed a little strategy. You know what I mean? He took a chance on 2 tires when everybody else didn't. He got 9 spots on pit road just because he took 2 tires and ended out up front. That's all I'm saying. You know, take a chance. Use your brain. Put your brain together and use get some moxie. Get some of that moxie and say, you can do it, Bubba. You can do it. And talk to him on that moxie. Yeah, talk to him in the headset. I put you out there for a reason, man. Now come on and give me some. Talk to him. Do something. Pep him up. They don't do nothing. That's what I'm saying. You get there for the next 2 weeks. You bring Jordan in. You bring Denny Hamlin in. You bring Riddick in. You bring the crew chiefs in, and you point it out. You say, what's the problem? Why can't we stay out front? In these 2 weeks, somebody's getting fired or somebody's getting better. You got to pick your choice. Which one of y'all is getting better and which one of y'all getting fired? Because we're trying to get that 23 out. That is the flagship car, the 23, not the 45. The 23. He was 23 first before he was 45. 23. He played 45 with the Wizards. Come on now.
Hey, slow down.
Oh, man. Slow down.
He was great.
Even at 45, he scored 40. So come on now. Let's get in the closet, punch your way out. There should be some blood coming out these next 2 weeks to find out what's going on. That's all. I'm not trying to get moody, but I'm sad.
Hey, Deacon, if I could, I was going to go back to the penalty you were talking about with Elliott. I looked at the clip because I got it on my TV now. I looked back at the clip. I can see why they might have called one and not called the other one, because Larson was kind of close enough to where that's one of them things in sports where you can say, an official might be, hey, we're close enough to let that go. The same thing with who else is this target? Somebody else got kind of close and they were kind of, is that Bell? Somebody else got kind of close and they let that go. But I see why they would have called Elliott and they would have called Keselowski for that. What I wish they would have done, and I wish somebody would have done this, has done this, is I wish NBC would have done this, or I wish NASCAR would have done this. Somebody go back, and I guess they didn't do this because it's been a few years since they raced on the oval at Indy. Somebody go back and find clips of races from 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago when they started. It was on the road course. 10, 8, how many years ago, races in the past, to see, if NASCAR called it the same way, to see if we can find, hey, well, we just trying to make sure y'all enforce this consistently. Y'all didn't just make up some junk, or see if this is something new, or NASCAR themselves could have, if they would have explained it to everybody better, said, hey, take a look at this clip from a race back in 1999. This is when so-and-so did this. This is what we meant by this. I think if they would have used they had the luxury of doing it. Somebody had the luxury of doing it. I guess nobody thought about it. Go back in the past and find clips from other races and say, hey, this is how we're going to call this. This is how we expect you to do this. This is how, this is what we're going to allow you to do. This is what we're not going to allow you to do. Now, with the crew chief deal, I think you hit the nail right on the head when you're talking about that the last few weeks, Booty is, I think he's had several weeks of being out crew chief. That's one thing I'll say about the Hendrick guys. I know a lot of fans feel like, NASCAR gives them the slightest, NASCAR gives them, the helping hand a lot of times, especially after this week. But I'll say this, and I said this about Bowman a few weeks back at Chicago. Their crew chiefs always seem like they hit the nail right on the head and find the right strategy to put those guys on to set them up to win. Remember Bowman back in Chicago? They found the right strategy. All he had to do was pass one car to win. In this race, Larson, this crew chief, and I think Reddick's crew chief eventually got on this too, they found the right time to pit and set him up to where he could be charging forward, going full speed, while everybody else was kind of not slow riding, but they were fuel saving riding and couldn't push it as hard. Larson and I think Reddick could push it hard and got up to the front. That's all just a crew chief thing. Set me up on the right strategy at the right time, and I want to be going forward when everybody else is going back, That's what I was just going to say about that. But I think that's why the Hendrick guys, part of the reason why they get, some success sometimes, they put themselves in position to, take advantage of, well, let's see if NASCAR will give us this, but let me get on the right strategy first. But
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, honestly, Larson has one of the better crew chiefs out there in the first place. So he obviously knows what he's doing. But, I mean, he's taking a couple chances this week, the last couple of weeks, and it's paid off. Hopefully he get that feeling in where he can actually make a decision like that and get him out there up front because it works. It works. You got to take a chance in these races, man. You can't sit back there and just hope that you got enough horsepower to pass up the whole lot of cars. Got to do something different than what everybody else is doing.
So we got next, Deacon. We got Richmond coming up.
Yes, but we got 2 weeks in the interim. They're taking 2 weeks off for the Olympics. Mm-hmm. So for the next 2 weeks, they're going to be in hiatus. And then it's going to be Richmond.
Hmm.
So
you think they'll ever bring NASCAR to the Olympics?
Nah. Nah. But, and when I think about it, what you said, BJ, I think what they should do, and I don't know why they don't, is they should have a NASCAR representative. It's like in football, they have a referee on staff. And when a play is a flag's thrown, they have their own referee in the booth checking and talking about this is what the referees are thinking. This is what's going on. This is what this should be. If it was this, I would call this. They need to put a NASCAR guy, just a NASCAR official in the booth or somewhere where they can, when there's something to ask, they can go to the NASCAR official and say, okay, so what is this rule? And why did they call it like this? You know what I mean? They can
like how the NBA does it, like how they have the official in New York that'll come through on the screen and tell you why wasn't this called and do you think it's the right call? Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that would alleviate a lot of stuff. That a lot of conspiracy theories as to why they don't do that. Because I'm full of them when it comes to Larson. Just tell me what's going on. Don't sit there and let me sit there and think on my own, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, speculate.
That ain't no good, man.
So, Deacon, you think that Wallace should go down to Richmond pre early and get some laps in?
No, they can't do that. They can't do that. They can only test. NASCAR tells you when you can test and when you can't test.
Oh, okay.
And they don't do any testing during the year. Am I right about that, BJ? But he can get on the VR and get some laps. Get one of them.
Right, they have to.
Chairs.
Right, they have NASCAR is they're tighter now in these more recent years. The testing it's always prearranged by NASCAR. Usually they pick the car, the teams, and the drivers out. Like I think the most recent one they had back at Phoenix. And I forgot who went, but I think it was at Phoenix, and that's been like a few months ago. So yeah, he can't just on a whim say I'm going to go to Richmond today and turn some laps. Like you say, Deacon, the only thing he can do now is get on the simulator, that virtual reality simulator, and turn some laps there. But he can't just get in his car tomorrow and be like, I'm gonna drive over to Richmond. Wish he could, but they don't allow that anymore.
Since it's the stretch run, do you think he should just take a break for a minute and come back, and then they should get a real aggressive like you've been talking about, Deacon?
It's checkers or records. What is it, records or checkers? right now to get in, because that's what we're trying to do. You're trying to get into the playoffs. So all this doesn't matter if you don't get in. So you got to push to get into the playoffs. And the only way you can do that right now, where it's looking like because of the amount of points, is you got to win a race. So you have to take chances. You got to take chances on tires. You got to take chances on when you pit. You got to, like BJ said, at the end of the race, he has to be up front going forward. He has to be a car that can win, not just try to sustain his position, because that's where he's been for the longest time. He's trying to sustain what he got. If he's in fifth place with like 15 laps to go, you can tell that they're trying to hold on to 15 and not trying to win the race because he doesn't have the car to win. You know, so he's not moving forward. He's moving backwards or staying stagnant in the same spot. So that's what he has to try to do, man. He has to try to get a car toward the end of the race. They have to build up toward the end of the race, be ready to go at the end of the race. You need some luck, but it's also strategy as well, man. So he's got to do something different than what he's been doing all year. And that's just the main thing, man. And I think they got to get into, and even if Hamlin goes into a booty and say, listen, take all the chances you want. I'm not going to fire you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let you go this year. Take all the chances you want because it doesn't matter, okay? I'm not letting you go, so don't use that as a backdrop. You're not getting fired. Or whatever, you know, just motivation. Somebody get in there and motivate these guys.
So you're basically saying lie.
Yeah. It wasn't a lie when he said it.
Right. Hey, man, I got you.
Yeah, I meant it when I said it. All right, fellas. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all coming on, man. BJ will always appreciate your intelligence, man. Biggie Steve.
Jay.
You know what we're about to do, about to go into
Deacon.
Yeah.
Deacon, real quick before y'all go, I want to give a quick shout out. Rajah Caruth, another top 10 in the trucks on Friday. They raced at the small track, the Indianapolis small track. He won the pole for his race, although I felt like, and I watched some of it, and it felt like he won the pole, but it felt like he was struggling a little bit. And I remember watching it thinking, man, he won the pole and he kind of sliding back, but he came back and still got a top 10. I think he finished like 7th or 8th. So just want to throw in a quick shout out for Rajah Caruth. Make sure he ain't forgotten about man over there in the trucks doing this thing, man.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
Absolutely. Hey, do the trucks have the same time frame as the cars when it comes to the playoffs? I mean, do they do it the same?
I'm not sure about the actual time frame. I know they get a tire limit, like how the Cup guys pretty much. What you mean?
Yeah, no, not the time. I'm talking about the playoff run.
Oh no! Well, see, the trucks don't have the trucks. They do the same thing, but the trucks don't allow as many guys in their playoffs as the cars do. I think the Cup gets 16 drivers, and I think their playoffs start with 10 races to go. Xfinity get 12 drivers, and I think their playoffs start with like 8 to go. Trucks get 10 drivers, and I think their playoffs start with about 6 or 7 races to go. So their playoff field is not as big, and I don't think it starts around the same time as each other with the trucks and the Cup cars.
Okay, well,
but he's in. Ruth is already in.
Yeah, it makes sense that the truck race will end before the Xfinity Races Championship. It's probably 1 week before each one of them. You know what I mean? To give them their own week that, you know, the championship run is that week. And then the next week is Xfinity.
Oh no, it all happens the same weekend. My bad. I didn't quite get this intro. It all happens the same weekend at Phoenix. The trucks usually finish up on Friday. What I'm saying is their playoffs start and kind of has a smaller field from each other, but they all end, I think, on the same weekend down in Phoenix, the first or second weekend of November. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you heard it here first. Rajah Caruth making noise. Hey, listen, if he wins the championship, do you think they're gonna move him up to Xfinity?
If a ride becomes available, I think. See, they tried him in Xfinity, I think, a year or two ago, and he did a few starts. He kind of did okay. He didn't make it in Norrisville. I think if he wins the championship, they'll at least consider giving us a start for somebody. I don't know if a full-time ride will be open, but I think if he wins the championship, somebody will at least say, hey, well, let me take a look at this dude again, and they'll give him some starts. He would, as long as he's with Spire, you know, we would have to be what I think with the Chevy team, because I think once you sign on a brand, you're locked into that brand. So like Bubba now, whatever he does now in the next series, he has to be in Toyota. Caruth, since he's a Chevy driver, whatever he has to do any series, he has to be with the Chevy team. So if a Chevy team would have a ride open up, somebody could give him a look, give him a shot, you know.
That makes sense. Well, all right. BJ, man, next week, well, take a couple weeks off, you know, do something. I don't know, whatever you like to do.
Go fishing.
All right,
And
man.
watch the OGs of the DMV show.
There you go. All right, BJ.
All right, B.
All right,
Big
man.
J.
Peace to y'all guys, man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
EK glasses, champion of Spartacus, Bally's and gold ropes, polka dot shorts, backpacks, Nikes and Van Grags, MCM come begin the fact that I'm in the booth now. Hip hop alive and well throughout the underground. Remember to let us into your skin, and we'll begin to master rhyming.
Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid.
All right. You saw it first. We used to be dope back in the.
It's
Yes,
still my
indeed.
favorite intro when we used
Yes,
to.
yes,
Used to be.
the Wizards, the Washington Wizards, man, been making moves. No, they haven't. We've
Hey,
got
so-
impact. The Las Vegas tournament is over. We didn't do bad. You know, some team. Go ahead, man. What you got?
But no, but I do want to highlight my man right here, as he was talking about a lot of draft picks that we poo-pooed on.
Sorry, don't hurt him now.
I'm giving credit where credit is due. I want my man Biggie Steve to expound on.
I just tell it like it is, man. I'm a scouter.
I'm just saying, man. I kind of watched some of the players that he called out, and he got excited. So I'm just gonna pass the torch because you was starting off with the same old Wizards drama, which is how I would have started, Deacon. But Biggie kind of highlighted something the last time that I'm gonna cut him loose. The streets is talking. What's the streets talking about, Biggie?
I mean, right now, we got a star on our team. You know what I'm saying? I give praise to Bub Carrington. You know, he did make rookie second all team. So, so big ups to him. And right now, George, and Taylor Funk. And Funk is looking impressive as well, too, though. Funk is looking impressive. But as far as that, Starr has not looked impressive at all. He the first game he was mid, but his decline it was just not there. It's just not there. And George,
very JD-ish. It was.
Everybody, hold tight. I'm gonna give y'all a little secret, a little behind the basketball type of information. The locker room info that I got from Big Al was that Sarr was sandbagging. The season coming up, he was sandbagging. He's all right. He just didn't want to show his cards yet. He's a poker player.
Whoa.
Beyonce. He's
he poker play. Hey, he's doing a great job right now, but for real,
For the bluff big time.
yeah. He over there holding the 2 of clubs and the 3 of hearts. So it's for real, looking real grim. So hey,
is this not what you want? Because we were talking about during the draft that we're not going to be good this year. We're not going to be good. We're talking about players that we want to be good 2 years from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. So they're building their core up. You can't deny that the dude is tall, and he has some. skill. He has some
He's
skill.
tall. He is tall.
He's tall.
All of these guys have to be taught. So the important thing is that we have
You can't teach height.
coaches that teach on our staff.
Yeah. You can't
But I mean, hey, there's been played. I'm gonna tell you right now, they got people that have been tall his height and maybe a little taller. That's been impressive so far in the summer league. I mean, look about. Did I say Zach Edey? Zach Edey came out there. How many? 15 rebound, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 4 or 5 blocks.
Did
I
he?
mean, in that, yeah, his first debut.
Oh,
The first debut, he
thought he
put
got
up
hurt.
4.
hey, did
Yeah, he
he?
got hurt.
Okay.
The second game he played, he got hurt. But that's because he landed on somebody's foot, though. But I mean, and though that one game right there overlapped Sar by 2 games.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
what's the best availability, Biggie?
Oh, it's you know what I'm saying? It's
What's the best?
it's availability. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is though, so if I'm Sar, give me something. If you're not, I don't expect you to go 0 for 18. I don't expect you to go out there and shoot shots that you shouldn't be shooting. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not out there producing, then you need to, you know what I'm saying? Then you need to go out there and grab boards, block shots. I don't care if you have 0 points. You better make it up on the defensive end. I'd rather see 0 points, 8 blocks, and 15 rebounds. You give me that, I'll be impressed. But if you give me 0 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 or 3 blocks, I'm not impressed.
He gonna
I'm
give
not
you
impressed.
that's his in season total, man. He gonna give you that in season, not now.
He's sandbagging, Biggie. He's sandbagging, Biggie.
Man, well, he about to drown by them saying, well, no, I'm saying bags. For real. Because I'm
Biggie,
not.
I gotta give it to you, man. The 6'2" point guard Shepard was the best player in the. I felt like in the.
Yes, he was.
And
That man.
I just couldn't believe it though, man. It was that tells me that the draft it was a weak draft.
You don't play no
But
defense.
no,
You don't play no D.
I don't think it was. I think sometimes people just get so over like they like by the like the spotlight or whatever that they're on. But sometimes the transition from going overseas or whatever to coming into the NBA be a little bit different. I trust. That's why I said I always trust more of what I'm going to get in college than what I'm going to get from overseas. Because to me, when you're in college, you're getting battle tested. You're getting teams coached by the best NBA ready coaches. You know, and they got these players ready for the NBA. That's why they're one and dones. And to me, when you got play, like I said, you got Shepard coming from Kentucky, great coach. You know what I'm saying? You got teams like Purdue, you got teams like Gonzaga. Like you got these teams, they're ready. That's why I said for me, Shepard was impressive because I looked at the film. I saw, what I'm saying, I saw he wasn't scared of the moment, and that's the type of player you kind of want on your team. And not just that, like you just get a sense of like who's ready, who's ready.
I just felt like at the time when you said it, you don't get a number 2 pick or a number 1 pick, and he's already at his peak of his game. You know what I'm saying? Now, after watching Shepard and watching Sar and the other dude from the other French dude, I mean, they have a lot of behind the scenes working, like you said, that fundamental stuff that they need to do just to be effective on the offensive level. And Sar needs a lot of stuff just to be a feasible NBA pro. You know what I'm saying? He just needs a lot of stuff.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you just say he was sandbagging?
He is sandbagging though, because look, I seen him play the G League team or the team down in Atlanta. I think it was Elite or something like that. It was one of those teams down in. He played. He put 25 and 10 and 5 blocks. It was the same dude. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he was impressive, and that was a year ago. He did that. So it's in him some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get it out of him.
Right.
I mean,
He got
hopefully we
that.
get out of him fast because right now
That's fit.
everybody's passing him by. Everybody's passing him by.
We're not gonna need him till next year, man. We're looking
I
forward.
mean,
Which
that's true.
we pooping for flag, eh? We pooping for
We
Cooper.
pooping for that. We pooping for
Pooping for
Coop.
poop. Pooping for coop. Pooping for
Yeah.
coop.
Pooping for
That.
two. Yeah,
Hey,
pooping
but I
for
must
two.
ask you about Bud.
Bud
Um,
Carrington.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's ask you about
he.
that, man. I mean, is he a two-way guard or is he a point?
I think he's a two-way player. I think from what I've seen, the games that I've seen so far, I mean, he could bring it up and he could play off the ball. So I think that would actually be good for him. Maybe this year, I would actually, I would definitely give him some playing time. I would definitely give him some minutes because his game, it just, it kind of reminds me of what's my guy's name that played for Milwaukee that got traded over to oh man, what is it? You know who I'm talking about. We had his brother on the Wizards.
The one that's playing in the Olympics.
Um,
He's playing in the
no,
Olympics.
no. Is he playing in the Olympics? I'm not sure, but you know who I'm talking about. The brother. He played in Milwaukee, got a chip, and and he ended up going to Boston and winning the ring. You know who I'm
Whoever that
talking
is.
about.
Whoever that is. Go keep on.
But anyway, so yeah, he kind of reminds me of that player. He plays defense. He plays with his head up. He goes straight down. You know what I'm saying? He'll 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 he plays the right way. Put it that way. He plays the right way.
Big, you want me to tell
And
you what the difference is? Let me tell you what the difference is between him and Shepard. And that his name Shepard, the dude y'all like?
Drew Holiday, that's my guy. He plays like a Drew Holiday. That's how he reminds me. He reminds me of a Drew.
Drew Holiday is in the Olympics, huh?
I'm talking about when Drew first started. He has like that same type of like that speed, that awareness. Like he's good. I like him. I like his game.
He's aggressive.
Yes.
He's aggressive and he knows when to be aggressive. I would definitely give him a lot of playing time this summer. No, this year during the season. Because obviously at 18, this dude is more mature and more aggressive than half the team that we got. So you got to put him on the court. Don't tie that down to the bench, man. Get this dude out there playing and ready for when we are good or when we are moving forward with the team. Because if you try to sandbag this year and this dude, you're wasting this dude's talent for a whole year. He's 18. It could easily go the opposite way, man. It could easily go the opposite way. You gotta nourish the guys, and that's one guy that you can do that with because he obviously has a shot that he can make. He knows how to make it. He has good form. He drives to the basket. He's aggressive to the rim. He's a rebounder, and he knows how to lead a team from the point. You can't get that in a lot of people. You can't get that combination in a lot of people. And even though your man could shoot from Kentucky, was a real good shooter, he didn't play good defense. You
No, he
know,
did actually.
nah,
He was actually he was swat. He had a couple of steals and swat balls though. Don't
I know,
sleep. I'm trying to tell you.
I know
He
that's your
didn't
boy.
make.
I know that's
He didn't make it. He didn't make it to number one
Listen to
all
Biggie,
rookie
man.
team.
that's
He
your
didn't
boy.
make it, Deacon. He didn't
All
make it to
all I'm
rookie
saying,
number one. He didn't make it to rookie number one for no reason. I'm gonna try to tell you that.
yeah, because he
That
playing against
man.
other college
I
players. They still
I've
college
seen
players.
him. I've seen Drew. I mean Deacon. I've seen the games of him play,
I'm
especially
not
against the.
saying dude. I'm
He
not saying dude.
owned us, Deacon. He owned us on the Wizards
Who
when he
does it?
played us. He owned us.
Everybody does. What are you talking about?
No, he owned us. Everybody owns us, but he alone owned us. He alone
Yeah,
owned us.
Biggie, we were sandbagging. Come on, man.
Oh, sad
We were bagging
bagging.
on the
Oh
coach,
my
man.
God.
We were trying to show our
Yeah.
skills, Biggie.
And that
We
man was
were trying to
dropping
show our
sandbags.
skills.
He was dropping sandbags on us too. He was over that joint, dropping them from 3-point line, going straight to the rack, floating them. Man, that man looked like it looked like hair was on fire. I'm trying to tell you, that's a bad man. And I'm gonna try to tell you like this though, Deacon. Y'all gonna see when he's putting them numbers up. But I will. Another thing is, I want to say thank you, Portland, for that trade for Denny in order to get Bud Carrington. Because without that trade, we would not have that. We would have had that 11th pick. So let me ask you, gentlemen, now: Do
Don't
you
make people
think?
cry with that Denny
Do
Jones.
you like that? Do you like that? Looking back at it, do you like that? Do you like that trade to get that pick for
Oh yeah.
Carrington?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know Deacon
Listen,
would.
as much as I like Denny,
Love Denny.
it just wasn't going to work out here. It wasn't going to work. It wasn't in the
He's
timeline.
gonna be a superstar now. Why? Hope you know that, right?
No, that's okay.
He,
That's
he,
okay.
he, he gonna be all
He just
pro.
wasn't going to be a superstar here. We could have kept him for the next 10 years. He wouldn't have been a superstar.
I'm
So if
telling
he
you
goes
right
somewhere else to be
now.
a superstar, good on
Just
him,
like
man.
you talked about the guy from Japan. You mean we gotta get rid of blah blah blah.
Who? That wasn't me. I ain't never
Yeah.
said get rid. I
And then
said
next thing
get
you
rid
know,
of Denny. I ain't
Hachimura
say
in the
get rid
championship
of.
game.
I ain't say get rid of him. I say get rid of Denny. Y'all
You
want
said the
to
same thing about
Denny.
Greg Gafford. Gafford don't got no post moves.
He don't. Until he went to somebody who knew how to coach.
He playing in the.
I listen. Until he went to somebody who knew how to coach, man. He didn't have no post game.
Hey
That's what I'm
Biggie,
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I got a question for you though,
We
Big.
gotta get coaches in here that know how to coach talent.
That's true. No doubt about that.
Coaching matters. Yes, sir.
Hey Big,
Coaching saves lives.
you think Funk's gonna make the team?
Yeah, they got him on a two-way contract. So I definitely think he could probably be an asset. But again, though, like I said, we do have a log jam in that. We have a log jam in that, that position. So,
But not by
you know,
nobody shooting like that though. We was 8 for
I
9.
mean, yeah, I do like it. But let's see what he does. Let's see what he does with some real competition, though.
Okay.
Let's
Oh, look
we
at
always
you.
gotta
Look
pump the
at
brakes,
Biggie.
though. We gotta pump the brakes because
Look at Biggie. Now we gotta pump
yeah,
the brakes. We gotta
Now
we
we
pump
gotta
the
now
pump the
we
brakes.
brakes.
we can't
I
sit
do
we can't
like Funk.
stand
I
back.
like Funk. I
His
like
boy, we
Funk.
got all gas. We got all gas with his boy.
I like Funk. But you could tell.
3 pointers, and now we gotta pump the brakes.
But you could tell, but I mean, you could tell like whose game when you're some of the summer league game, like some of the summer league players, you could tell whose game is going to transition into the NBA, and who's just hot for the summer league only. You know what I'm saying? So
So
right now,
you trying to say Scottie Pippen Jr. It was just hot for the summer league?
I I think Scotty. I can't really say because I didn't really catch the games. I got to go back and look at the highlights. But I mean, I heard his game was kind of impressive. But like I said, we got to see. Only time will tell. Right now, he's going against you know mid tier players. So until we see like what he does against an NBA, I can't really give you much on it. But as far as as our Wizards players, I mean, SAR's going to take him definitely a couple of years. I think, I think, but I think his game can, translate to the next level. Give him a season, and I think he'll take a massive leap and go into the next year. And George, I don't get enough from him. I mean, I just to me, I think he's just a body, and I don't see him really. I don't know. It's just something about George. Like I I I don't get nothing from him. He just doesn't wow me. He doesn't.
I guess. I guess. So looking forward, man, who do y'all project? I mean, what's our real core for this team as it looks right now? What's the real core for this team?
Well, I don't know because we got some players we got to get rid of,
That's
especially Tyus Jones.
eliminate those. We're not going to, Tyus Jones isn't in the future. He's not. We're not
So who's
counting
the point guard?
him. Huh?
Well, that'd be Jordan. Jordan's going to be running point.
Well, no. Looking toward the future. Don't worry about somebody who you don't. I'm talking about the core of the team that moving toward the future. Like in 2 years, who's gonna be there?
Oh, I mean
Bilal
Jordan.
Coulibaly be there.
Bilal's going to be there. Jordan's going to be there.
Oh, let me go down the list. Let me go down the list. You say yes or no. Y'all say yes or no. Bilal.
Yes.
Tristan Vucevic.
No.
Johnny Davis.
No.
Maybe.
Johnny, hey, wait.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah,
Maybe. It all depends on what he does this season.
we so invested in that Bama. He's like the who was the guy that we had backup quarterback for the Commanders that stayed with us? McCoy, right?
Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Colt
Colt
He's the
McCoy.
Colt McCoy of the Wizards, man. We just gotta hope. We holding on. Johnny
I don't
Davis.
think. I think it's all depends on what he does this
All
year.
three of them are cut.
Right here.
Yeah, they're not gonna be here.
Patrick Baldwin.
He's gone. He's a bum.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
We got to get rid of Patrick. Yeah. Patrick's got to go. We already got it. We already have enough players like him. Malcolm Brogdon. I haven't seen much from him yet, so I don't know.
He's in the team for the future.
On this list, Sar.
Sar's going to be there. Champagne. I don't know about Champagne. I think he could probably go too.
Let's get clarification. Al, you saying Sar's going to be there or gone?
Oh, he's going to be here. He's going to be here.
Okay. Just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
they're not gonna get rid of him.
Wild on you in a minute.
Okay. so we got two players so far, and they both Frenchmen, Bilal and Star.
Yeah.
So next three is Jordan Poole.
Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Yeah, he'll be here.
Bernard.
He's gonna go.
Yeah, he's a bucket. He's a good G League.
He got a nice little shot.
Yeah, he's a bucket in the G League.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he's gonna be third string. That's about it.
Anthony Gill been on the team for 10 years.
We're gonna tighten up his haircut. He'll be here.
Yeah,
Anthony Gill gonna be a coach. He's gonna be here.
Anthony Gill's gonna be gone.
He's going for that ultra light skin, Dickie. You should be.
Yeah, ultra light skin. Wow. He's gone ultra. Y'all are terrible.
That family's in there waking up in the morning, tossing.
He tried to get on the Bodge brothers.
He's just a prince. He's just Prince. That's all.
Wow.
Valanciunas. He gonna be.
I mean, he's locked in for 3 years. Yeah, he'll be there. He'll be there too.
Yeah.
He got a 3 year deal. Yeah.
Keyshawn
Carlson,
George.
Yeah, but all three of them.
George.
I think all three of them will be here.
I don't know about George. I don't know about George. I think maybe because they picked him up, they don't want to look bad. They got rid of him.
Right. He'll be here 3. He'll be 3.
Yeah, but he'll probably get traded in the third year.
Rashawn Holmes.
Kyle Kuzma ain't going nowhere.
Rashawn Holmes, he's going to get traded.
I don't think we could offload Kuzma now, man. I thought
we've been trying.
We've been trying.
Yeah.
Kuzma just like he ain't going nowhere. He get all the buckets.
I think we'll end up trading Corey for some draft picks or something else.
Yeah,
if Corey gets hot,
picking up Kispert, man, that's a wrap.
If Corey gets hot enough, somebody will pick him up.
I bet he gets another one pick for him.
Kispert going to retire right here in Washington. Watch what I say.
I think we just re-signed Holmes. Didn't we re-sign Holmes for 3 years? I think.
For 3 years?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he got a 3-year contract.
Wow, but I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not a really big. What's that called? Contract where you can loan it on somebody else.
He's a bench filler, man.
Yeah, but who would want him though? So he probably be here.
Well, maybe. Marvin Bagley. I'd actually.
We just got
keep him. Yeah, I would keep Marvin.
I think Amarui gonna be around too. They gave Amarui a 3-year contract too.
Yeah, Amarui got 3 years. I would say.
I didn't even know Bay was on the team.
Yeah, Sadiq, but he's not coming until next year. He won't be back until February, March. So yeah, he won't be back until February, March of next year.
I thought he blew his knee out.
Yeah,
he was a bucket when he was healthy.
He's 25 too, so he's in that age range.
Yeah,
I keep Sadiq. Yeah,
all three of them gonna be here.
That's it.
So
That's our
okay.
Yeah.
team.
So
We got
half
like,
the team is gonna be here.
yeah, we got 5 players that's gonna be here next year.
No,
Yeah.
We got what, 5, 6.
we said 6 or
We
7.
got 1 6 man a year.
Yeah. I take 6.
I mean, only one that we're gonna get any picks for is gonna be Corey.
That's
That's
what I said. Corey going on going to get picks from.
I don't think
But
Koozie is gonna leave, man. Koozie got a man. Koozie ain't trying to be with his lady full time. He likes her only on the summertime.
who's on a team friendly deal though? He's on a team friendly deal because the more years we go into Kuz's contract, the lower his money gets. So even if we were to have Kuz in 2 3 more years, his contract ain't gonna be nothing but like some chump change. So I mean, it'll be all right. Right now we're giving him the bulk of the money right now up front.
But I don't
But
think
every
our superstar player is here yet. You know what I'm saying? We still haven't drafted him yet.
So
yeah, that's why we're pooping for Coop.
looking at the players that we decided.
There you go. He said it. Poopa for Coop.
Looking at the players that we decided to keep just now. What position are we in need of?
All positions.
Shooting guard.
Not forward.
We need a shooting guard. We need somebody. We
I
need
feel like
a
whatever
bucket.
the superstar player is positional basketball now. Whatever
No, we
positional
need a
basketball.
shooting guard. Somebody that's going to go get us a bucket like a shooting guard forward. We need Cooper Flag. That's who we need.
Cooper Flag is a small
You're
forward,
not
bro.
gonna give Super
That's what I
Flag.
just said. A forward. I said a shooting guard forward. He plays both, and he can play point guard. That
Stop it.
man plays all
Put
three.
a lot of pressure on that little kid, man.
Man, he is
You heard it. Hey Trey, you heard it here. You heard it here. The
Listening,
same
Big.
guy, the same guy that brought you, you know who,
Shepard.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Biggie.
Right now is going to be the same person
Biggie,
that's telling you,
I warn you, Biggie. I warn you.
uh,
Don't let
Hey,
Trey
Biggie.
boost you up.
Hey, Biggie, you
okay,
heard it
Get you
here.
up.
Star was
you heard
sandbagging.
it
You
here.
heard it here. Star is sandbagging. You heard
You
it here.
heard the sandbagging? Okay,
Sandbagging.
okay. I'm hoping so.
Listen,
heard it
That's
when they start running plays for him and give him a position to play in where he's supposed to be somewhere, he's not a street ball player. He's a by the book player, just like Bubba Waller, by the book. You know, they tell him what to do, he'll do it.
yeah, he's a power forward.
We ain't talking about all that freedom stuff. You know, you drive to the basket. When I get the ball this time, drive to the basket. When you get the ball there, do the reverse spin. Do something. It's your shot. You're gonna hold the 5. The 5 is you. Shoot.
Who? Sorry for the 5? Sorry, ain't gonna play the 5.
No, that's the play number 5, man. Chill out.
Oh, play number 5. You scared me for a second. I was like, please don't do that.
Relax.
Don't do that.
Hey, Biggie.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Sar's going to average 8 and 8 with 4 blocks.
10 and 10, Big Al. Double.
8 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks. I can see that. I wouldn't even see that though. I see 10. I see a double. I can see a double from Star,
So 10
especially
and
if you have him. Yeah, I mean, 10 and 10. If you got him playing along with Valanciunas, I mean, yeah, because Valanciunas will eat. You know, say he'll eat the inside up. So all he got to do, Star has to just get rebounds. If Valanciunas can block bodies, Star can just eat the boards all day.
Yeah, but
So
Y'all
that's
do know
what
he
I'm
only
expecting.
scored 4 points in 2 games
he was sandbagging, Trey. Sandbagging.
in the
Yeah,
summer
but
league.
I mean, it'll be easier. It'll be easier on him. It'll be easier for Sar when he has because right now they got Sar playing the center position. That's why he's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing. But once he gets into his power forward position where he truly belongs, I think he'll put up numbers because he'll be going against like easy, you know what I'm saying, a lot
A
like
little shorter.
more exactly.
And you're
Exactly.
not going to be
So
sandbagging.
Not gonna be as physical either.
yeah, exactly. Not gonna be beaten up in the paint. So
Sandbagging. All right, Al. Sandbagging is what's going on. Deacon.
yeah.
He got,
Go ahead.
he-
I already
he's
got what
hiding
I
his
do.
talent. He's hiding his athletic talent. He's trying to display that he's not. He's uncoordinated. Then when the game starts, all of a sudden it's going to be coordinated and be doing finger rules.
He gonna hit that switch, baby.
He's going to hit that switch that Deacon's talking about.
I mean, to me, I don't. I think he's going to be a good role player. I just don't think he's going to be an all-star player like everybody thinks. That's my opinion. I think he's going to be a decent role player.
Yeah, stop. That's a fetus. Fuck it. Stop it.
Uh,
We don't do the fetus here.
I mean, we all thought Dunny was going to be the stuff, but
No, we didn't.
hey.
Poop, 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 poop.
Oh, I mean, hey, I'm not saying you did him, but others did. Then he had a huge fan base out here. How? I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? That's
It
my
was from
guy.
Israel.
That was his country.
Yeah. I mean, that's my guy. But I just knew Denny was never going to be an all-star. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
He
he's the
would
best
thought he
player
was
in
going to be
Israel.
yeah, but people thought he was going to be the next, Joker or whatever the case may be. You
So,
know, I hear the Joker.
He gonna be that in Portland.
Or what's his name in Dallas. So I mean, I just don't Jokic, yeah, I just didn't see it. I'm like, how could you compare the two?
All
But
right, gentlemen. All right. Let's cut this.
we rambling.
Yeah.
yeah, we are. We are.
Poop, 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 poop.
Ooh, for
Pooper
cool.
coat. Pooper coot.
All right. Hey, listen. I think we can say that at least the Wizards are moving forward with a plan, maybe.
I
Perhaps.
hope so.
Come on, man. Hey.
That's the plan, pooping.
Hey, stop. Wait a minute. We're talking players. We've been talking players all night. We're not talking organization. That's a whole another hour show. And
Yeah.
no.
Stop. Just stop it.
I know. Yeah. Hey, I understand that they're going to have better concessions. There's more planning into the concessions in that arena than it is any type of planning for the Washington Wizards. I promise you that. I promise you. You go in there, you're going to have a great time this year. I'm talking about you're going to feel the experience of watching your team lose. But your team is going to lose because there's no planning. See, it's got to be started.
Oh God.
I heard Buster Rhymes coming for the music night.
I'm hitting the button.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Tell him, Al. Tell him again.
Bust the bus.
See?
Is he gonna wear a skirt? All right, we out.
EK glasses, champion of sparticles, valleys and gold ropes, polka dot shirts, backpacks, Nikes and Van Grags. MCM come begin the fact that I'm in the booth now. Hip hop alive and well throughout the underground.